The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the 5-minute warning. We back, y'all. It's been a couple weeks, and last week a couple important things were happening, like the Super Bowl, stuff like that. So I figured, why do a show? Because nobody's gonna be watching us. Everybody's gonna be watching the Super Bowl, and what a Super Bowl it was! Once again, got my man, my mellow AG in the house. What's going on, AG?
What's happening, y'all? I got asked after you finished you talking about the Super Bowl. I got my little bones to pick about that game.
All right. Mo B will be with us shortly. So I would have to say it was a really good Super Bowl, as far as the game on the field and stuff. So I'm very happy with that. It was entertaining, and it even came down to the last minute. So I was very happy with that as a whole. Congrats to the Los Angeles Rams for getting that dub. And yeah, so what you got, AG? Hey, there's Mo B
What's happening?
popping up into his house
What's
with his
going on, y'all?
robe on. Look like he just finished dinner.
No,
So,
I'm still eating dinner.
oh, okay. So, AG, what bone you got to pick, bro?
Well, this is the thing, man. I don't know enough about football, and I'm learning.
Oh,
But what I have noticed about analysts and pundits about the game, especially the game, it's like we're watching two different things. And what I mean by that, I saw Matthew Stafford ball out most of the time when he was with the Lions, because if he didn't, they wouldn't have been as good as they were, and they weren't very good at all. So he gets traded to the Rams, and I don't know if it's because of the price the Rams paid or whatever it was, but all of a sudden this dude is like, depending on who you're talking to, he can't play. He turned the ball over all the time. He doing this, he doing that, he doing this and doing that. And I'm like, what's the problem here, man? Again, I don't know football the way I should. I am learning. But the Matthew Stafford I will watch at times with the Lions was like the best player on the field besides Megatron. And the Lions suck so bad, and Megatron choosing to stay there, it shortened his career. That's a horrible franchise. They look like they have no intent on winning. But you question that dude when all he needed was a new situation, and he has to win a Super Bowl to justify who he's always been? Help me out with that. Am I missing something?
so I will start with. Then I'll let Mo B get on it. I'll start with the interception thing. Now, facts. He led the league in interceptions. Oh, excuse me. He co-led the league in interceptions. Fact. Another fact. It was only 14. So, like, saying that you led the league in interceptions is like saying, at least this year, is like saying that, you know what? You played all right. Because if the league leading interceptions was 14, to me, that ain't jack worth talking about. Like, saying that is even just like, you bitter, you ain't got nothing else to say.
What the ratio? Well, tell me what the ratio touchdown to interceptions was.
Oh, I think he had like 35, 40 touchdowns. I mean, so it wasn't
more
horrible.
than twice as much.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible. The problem with Matthew Stafford in the regular season is, especially at the beginning of the season, well, no, let me change that. In the middle of the season, he just didn't show up when he should have. So, like, in the middle of the season, I would say games 7 to 14, he didn't do very well because when it was time for him to, get a first down, he threw a pick, or he threw a horrible pass. Now in the Super Bowl, there are a couple passes. Everybody's like, "Bro, who you throwing to?" Because ain't nobody there. But that happens. So I would say the people who complain about Matthew Stafford this year, I mean, you're kind of looking for stuff. Now, Matthew Stafford is helping you, but I don't think Matthew Stafford was so bad where everybody's like, "Oh, he's the worst quarterback in the NFL." Because I can tell you, like, I can name like 5 off the top of my head that were worse than Matthew Stafford this year.
Well, see,
So
herein lies the problem. When you talk about Matthew Stafford, the way they were talking about him, he sounds a lot like the same things people were saying about Jimmy G. And you're putting them in the same category. And I'm sitting here going, you're kidding me, right?
hold on, man. First of all, there is no comparison between Matthew Stafford and Jimmy
I
G.
didn't say that. I
Okay,
said,
I'm just making sure we understand that.
no. Listen to what I'm saying. The way they chose to talk about this dude, if you're just a passerby, or if you're listening to this stuff every day and you don't know the stats because you don't see him play very often, they sound like the same level quarterback, and I know better. And I'm just like, why? Is it because we have a penchant as human beings to say what you're not? Always try to make you less than? Or do you just run out of stuff to talk about, so you nitpick and you split hairs?
So one answer to that is the Chris Collinsworth effect because he sucks. And the second thing I'll let Mo B get into, or I can't yet. So he'll let me know when he can get into it. But yeah, man, I think that
I tell you what, before you go on, you don't have to say Chris Collinsworth, because Mina Kimes is a mean woman. So just there's that.
whoa, man, I like
He's
Mina
mean,
Kimes.
man.
Is it mean or does she tell the truth?
I didn't say that she didn't tell the truth, but I said, like she said about Jimmy G, and this is a quote. It's like he's that dude that take credit for a science project, a group project, and don't do nothing.
But she
I
ain't
thought
lying.
that's not true, man. That's just not true,
It's not that false either.
man.
Look, man, I don't.
work. Come on, man. You know what? I don't know, but if that's true, okay, I accept it. I don't know the well enough to defend myself. I'm just saying, wow, okay, NFC Championship game, Super Bowl a couple years ago. I'm lost.
That's
Okay.
just like saying Mark Sanchez is the best quarterback that's ever played for the Jets. Just because they got to a couple championship games, Mark Sanchez didn't do nothing except be there. And and Jimmy G, same thing. He was just there. I mean, the dude had, like, if I'm correct,
They're not far off in comparison.
yeah, he had like 3 touchdowns and like 6 interceptions in the playoffs. I mean, they weren't expecting Jimmy G to take them to the Super Bowl. They were expecting the defense to take them to the Super Bowl. And hopefully Jimmy G can, hand the ball off properly so he doesn't fumble, and he throws a 3 or 4 yard pass to a couple of dudes that could turn it into, 20, 30, and 50 yards. So, like, yeah, Jimmy G is not good. I'm not saying he's bad, but like, if you're asking me the top echelon of quarterbacks in the NFL, I can name you 16 better quarterbacks than Jimmy G.
Okay.
And Jimmy G's just right place, right time. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
Moby,
Like I said, you doing the game better, so I can see what you see.
Moby.
All right, I got a lot about the Mark Sanchez thing. I'm not the Mark Sanchez. I got to talk about the Matt Stafford thing. I have so much. And AG, you're not really wrong in your analysis about how it seems the narrative changed on Matt Stafford. But the problem is the narrative has been so inconsistent because he's the least scrutinized number 1 draft pick of all time in football. Because, I mean, you think about, look, Sam Bradford got heat. And I would argue that Sam Bradford, you know what, wasn't too far off from Matt Stafford. Cam Newton was the damn MVP, and people couldn't wait to say he was washed just because when he had a couple bad games. everybody goes with the Matt Stafford played in Detroit, a horrible organization. Yes, they're a bad organization, but we don't give Baker Mayfield a pass for being with a bad organization. We say he's a bum. Matt Stafford had probably the greatest physical wide receiver of all time, and he compiled a lot of stats. You know why he compiled a lot of stats? Because they were always behind, and he was throwing the ball a lot. He's been to one Pro Bowl in his entire career, and they give Pro Bowls out to damn near any quarterback sitting for long enough. Like, he's compiled a lot of numbers, but he's never been a great quarterback. He's always been a good quarterback with great physical skills. He can make throws that a lot of people can't make. And I would argue that his arm isn't what it used to be 5 years ago. Hence the interception he threw when he underthrew somebody, because he can't. His arm is still better than 90% of the NFL, but he really has got by on the fact that he was the highest rated high school quarterback, went to Georgia, never was the best quarterback even in the SEC. He was the number one draft pick, and he wasn't even the best quarterback in the SEC. But he could make throws nobody else could make, so he was a physical guy. They were like, hey, he can make all the throws. He actually compiled a lot of numbers. He didn't play bad. He's never been a bad quarterback. But the problem is he's a number one quarterback, and then you have so many people on ESPN that have mixed views of him. I got to hear Dan Orlovsky act like he's the greatest quarterback ever, and it's like, dude, he's a B+ quarterback, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. But let's stop trying to make this dude an A quarterback. He's not. He's got A skills, but he doesn't make A decisions. So, yes, he doesn't throw a ton of interceptions. The problem is when he throws those interceptions, they're horrible decisions. And I watched that in college when he had, the best wide receiver in the SEC for 2 of his 3 years there, AJ Green, where basically you just had to throw it in the vicinity. And then he had Calvin Johnson, where basically if you just threw it on the field, he was going to catch it. And he went to one playoff? So you're right. People have started to be harsh on him this year, but that's because they're like catching up for 10 years of criticism that they should have been giving him, that they gave every other number one draft pick. Alex Smith took heat. Sam Bradford took heat. Cam Newton takes heat. Jameis Winston takes heat. And I would argue that all of those quarterbacks did just as much based on the talent that they had. Jameis Winston didn't have a Megatron to throw the ball to. I mean, he had some good receivers and no defense and a horrible offensive line. I mean, it's been inconsistent across the board. So, like, I think you're right. I don't think we should be calling Matt Stafford Jimmy G, because that's terrible. Like, no, Matt Stafford is a B+ quarterback. Matt Stafford's a top 10 quarterback, but just because he won a Super Bowl doesn't mean we need to push him to the top 5. And unfortunately, he's gonna make the Hall of Fame because he has a Super Bowl ring and he's got all of these numbers. He's basically the Craig Biggio of the NFL now.
No.
Well, you know what? I'm going to accept that, because at least you don't sound like everybody else. Because you don't sound.
I'm a fan of him. Like he went to Georgia. He was good there. He was never great. He was good. He went to Detroit. He's always been good, never been great. He's with a great team now. He won a Super Bowl. He's better than Jared Goff. Hence, they won a Super Bowl. End of story.
I mean, I guess
we don't have to make him a top 3 quarterback now. Like,
yeah.
My analysis of what Mo B was just saying is exactly what my irritation is. Nobody that I heard on a consistent basis said half of what he said. Everybody's piling on, and they sound the same, and that's why I said, why are you making this dude sound like he's Jimmy G if that's what Jimmy G is? And he wins the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden they have to shut up about it. Why?
I think the problem is that if I may say, Jimmy G gets a horrible rap because when it's all said and done, Jimmy G has weapons. He has legit weapons. He has a legit offensive coach. He has he's got to at least have half of ability to do what he needs to do. In their way, he find ways to mess it up.
What do you mean, like his head coach? Like that guy? You mean like his head coach, like that guy?
Yeah, I mean they're the same. They're the
If we're
same
gonna
boat.
say this, we have to bring up Shanahan blowing a Super Bowl because he
Oh
was cute.
man, bruh. I am on the Shannon. I'm probably driving the I don't like Shanahan bus right now. I
No,
had to
it's
live
not.
with that
You know,
for 4 years.
my thing is, I don't dislike him. I don't really care either way. But my thing is, when that guy comes out and says we're going to draft Trey Lance because we don't know about Jimmy G, I'm like, you are Jimmy G with a clipboard and a headset. You lost a Super Bowl for a team that's never won one because you wanted to be cute. You should have ran the ball and won the game. Period. Tom Brady should have 6 rings, not 7. That's on you. So I'm like, for real, player.
And I'm with
That
you.
guy has
I'm
no
with you on that.
credibility talking about somebody being average, and we need somebody better. For real.
But
And that's
the
my whole point with this whole industry.
But the
Come on,
problem
man.
is he's a head coach.
I don't
And
know what he is.
he can say things like that because
Okay.
that's what head coaches do. When I'm not saying he's right, and I'm not even saying he's a horrible head coach. I will say he chokes when the pressure is high. He does the one thing you're not supposed to do, and I don't know why. He says, "Well, you know, the numbers say we should do this. Nah, I'm gonna do something far left field. I'm gonna do the worst thing possible." And that's what happens. I've seen it multiple times.
He's a genius, man.
I mean, he's too smart for his own damn good. And
Okay.
that's why he doesn't have a Super Bowl. As far as Jimmy G goes, my thing with Jimmy G is every once in a while he proves that he can win a game, but when it's all said and done, more often than not, he makes the decision. He makes the issue why they lose. And if you don't lose the game, you're just a regular quarterback. There's nothing wrong with being Trent Dilfer. Trent Dilfer got a ring. But that year with the Ravens, he just didn't lose it. The problem is Jimmy G loses games, and you can't have that. And that's why Jimmy G, and then getting paid $30 million a year, you can't be losing games and getting paid $30 million a year. Like, that don't work. And so, I mean, that's why, like, I hope to everything. I will stick with Heineke one more year instead of picking up Jimmy G. That's at least we ain't got to pay $30 million to lose. So that's just my thing on that. Yes, Mo B should be on First Take. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, here's something different.
It
Same
would
crap.
never work.
It never
You
worked.
get fired because you'd let Stephen A know what for. But I'm just saying.
I'd be too busy. I'd be too busy laughing at Stephen A.
And you probably say something many times, and that wouldn't go over well either.
No, I love Mina Kimes because
me too. I think
I
she's
like
great.
her takes because all her takes are based on numbers and harsh realities. Like she's really critical, but
She ain't lying.
so what? Like if you're gonna be critical, you can back it up with like facts and statistics. I don't care.
Okay.
Because the one thing she doesn't do is she doesn't throw her feelings and emotions in it like Stephen A. That's always been my beef with Stephen A. Stephen A is as critical as his personal opinion of you. Because
but the funny thing is he says that's not true.
Yeah, he says it's not true, but I can point out several instances in which it is. Because Lord knows we already talked about how he feels about Kyrie Irving. But yet, when Aaron Rodgers does something, he goes up on a dick sucking tour to defend Aaron Rodgers.
19 minutes in. All right.
Because
Aaron
That guy's got 2 weeks off.
That's a new record, man.
I'm just saying because Aaron Rodgers is a bad man, and Stephen A loves him some Aaron Rodgers.
Let's see here. Someone completely made up a trade for Deshaun Watson. Whatever. Hey,
he is a great Cowboys troll, though. I'll give Stephen A that I do enjoy watching that. Look, what I say about Stephen A is I don't necessarily respect a lot of his takes, but nobody does TV better than him. He understands what people are going to tune in to see.
And bro, I can't look at that Cowboys sad montage enough. Those people on First Take, man, they did some work with that. You know how many miles he's gonna be able to get out of that all into next season? It's gonna be crazy. They're still playing that crap, and it's been a month. I mean, he'll play it all season. Getting paid, losing games. Ruben when Cousins' agent. First of all, whoever Cousins' agent is a beast. I
He's the man.
respect that
That
dude
dude, the man.
because he made that dude more money than anybody ever thought he should ever get. I mean,
I
literally,
beg to
man.
differ. I
He,
beg to
no,
differ.
he got $50 million from Washington. He got what $130 million from Minnesota. Dude, Kirk Cousins is not that good, not to deserve all that.
It ain't just about. It ain't really about the money
availability
he got.
confused with being good. We've been through this before. Availability and being good aren't always mutually exclusive. Because when the Washington football team paid Kirk Cousins all that money, my first question was, and my last question was, who out there that's available is better? The answer, zero. Nobody. That's how he got paid. When that contract was up and y'all was fooling around because y'all thought y'all can get somebody better, which you didn't, which goes right back to my argument. The Vikings said, we'll give you a guaranteed contract. They treated him like he was a baseball player, an NBA player. And they guaranteed his entire 3-year contract for $90 million. You know why that happened? Because there's no one else that good available. Understand that, because you said that $30 million from Jimmy G. There was nobody that the 49ers could get that was better than him. Pay that man his money.
But
Period.
with that being said, I hear you, but the results don't equal the cash that's being paid.
It doesn't matter because
Man,
who are you
does
going
matter.
to get? It doesn't matter because I'm looking at this. It's availability. This is availability. I'm gonna say this one more time because I'm a Cowboys fan. I have been for a long, long time. Tony Romo to me was a very good quarterback. Everybody else said he sucked. My question to those people: who out there that's available is better than him? The answer: nobody. Nobody. You don't have to say anything else because I'm right. Nobody.
I mean, you're not right, but that's okay. You just have a different
I am
opinion.
right.
No, man,
Okay.
it doesn't. 30 million, yo, man. The first year we paid the dude 25, I was fine with. At the very least, he helped win an NFC East title.
By the way, the reason
second
y'all
year-
had to pay him that kind of money is because it was your fault. You should have just signed him or let him go.
Well,
You
I
franchised
agree.
him. You
I
franchised
agree.
him twice. So let's stop
the
talking
second
about
time, the second time he shouldn't have been franchised. I'm on
But you
record
did it
by
anyway.
saying that. Yeah, because they're
Did it
stupid.
anyway.
And,
It's not all
and no
stupid. It's like
playoff.
we don't have anybody that's available that we can get that's better than him.
Then sometimes you just gotta take it, man. You gotta take the L.
You're so cute.
It's just,
I keep you.
mean, whatever, man. You say what you want, but just because he's the only person available, that don't mean you pay him top dollar to do
Why do you
nothing.
think Jimmy G might not get traded over in the offseason? Because Trey Lance ain't that good yet or ever. That's
Man.
why it's not done yet.
No,
I'm
nobody wants to
telling
pay
you,
him.
Jimmy G what?
Yeah, a lot of it is money.
Nobody wants to pay him
Man.
$30 million. You think he deserves $30 million?
Okay, we're back to you get what you negotiate.
Exactly.
You don't get what you deserve.
You're worth what somebody.
If you would have ugly fat girl, you didn't negotiate very well.
I
If you don't
understand
like
that.
kind of thing.
I
And I'm
understand
telling you
that,
right now, a lot of this is Trey Lance oriented.
But the problem is nobody's going to take over on San Francisco's mistake.
Okay.
If they do trade him, I will almost guarantee San Francisco paying at least half that salary.
Okay.
I mean,
like I said before, I'm not the level y'all are. I'm not. I need to learn the game more. I learn it more every year. I will always defer to you. So you all right. I will be wrong. But this whole money thing, yeah, we'll just let it play out.
that's cool. Wow. All right. That's called starting completely off what you're supposed to be doing at the beginning.
Man,
of the
we've been
show.
on for 2 weeks. We hadn't gotten off the rails in 2 weeks. Really? You really thought this was going to go well?
I did actually. I thought I was going to do better, but it happens. So we just get back on track. So the question of the day. So can an interracial or interethnic, is that relationship?
Yes. Relationship.
Relationship be destroyed by ignorance and or lack of growth? Who would like to start?
Yeah, I'll start.
All right.
Yes. You have to do extra work because you have to work hard enough. My wife brought this to me, and it's legit. You got to go to work if you're married. Period. I don't care who you're married to.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. When you are with someone that doesn't look like you or did not grow up like you, as far as the ethnicity goes, or religion, like if you are with a Jewish person and you didn't convert, maybe they're not a practicing Jew, man, you got to go to work, man. You got to figure it out. And if you don't, and you say something off color because you don't know any better, or you didn't do the work, or because you're just tone deaf, you find yourself by yourself. You got to go to work twice. You have to be more self-aware through being aware of who you're with. So that's my answer to that question.
All right, Moby.
I mean, I can't really speak from experience, but I mean, it just makes sense that it would take more work because it's just an added obstacle. But ignorance and lack of growth kills every relationship. I mean, because there's always going to be a difference. There's always going to be outside obstacles. So, yeah, like I said, like AG said, it's just another obstacle. If religion is the obstacle, that's an obstacle. Sometimes just the way people are brought up is an obstacle. Like somebody came from an affluent family and somebody didn't. That's an obstacle. Though there are always going to be people in that person who didn't come up wealthy saying that the other person stuck up and bougie. And look, outside sources ruin relationships. And if you're not strong enough and you don't grow within yourself and your relationship enough, that's when outside influences really hamper it. But yeah, like AG said, like you're going to work, and like I guess being in an interracial relationship, man, that's even more people being an obstacle, because no matter how far we know we have progressed as a society, there's still a large sect of people, and we see it in the polls and voting and what they stand. There's a large sect of people that hate the idea of two people who don't look like each other being with each other.
I agree on all accounts. I mean, it's just, I guess my thought process is, before you even get to a situation where you're married, I mean, just to be together, you got to be doing that work, because it's not going to be a situation in which, hey, let's go to the mall and walk in the mall and, hold hands and stuff and all that, in which it shouldn't be an issue. But as Moby said, in this world, we still got people who don't look at that as being the right thing or whatever. So I mean, the biggest thing is you got to do that work before we even get to marriage. If you're not doing that work before you get to marriage, you're already messing up, and you're dooming a relationship already. So I mean, I guess in my opinion, yeah, you just gotta be doing that work from the day to y'all to say that we dating. The work is probably before that. The work has started, and if you are just oblivious to that work, then good luck to you. That's all I can say.
I agree with what you're saying, but I'm sure. Okay, I guess I'll defer to AG. But AG, I'm sure there were a lot of people who were kind of silent when you were just in a relationship. It changes when all of a sudden, oh wait, you gonna marry them?
Actually, surprisingly, no.
Oh, really? Okay, so everybody was up front from the jump.
No, everybody is. You don't know. It's
That's what I'm saying. Like because Ruben said, you just gotta start when you're dating. I'm like, yeah, a lot of people ain't gonna voice their opinion just while you're dating.
Oh no, what I was saying, with respect to what you're asking, was the waves don't really change on the surface. there's a rip current for real. And I remember talking to Lauren about this. It's like, and I've said this on this show many times. It's like, look, just because they smiling in your face, don't mean they like what they appreciate for what you did. And yes, you committed a high level of betrayal. You running around with this coon is not cool. It's not. And so I said that, and she's just looking at the dead calm on top of the water until one day a coworker just told her, it's like, look, I really didn't appreciate what you did, but I really see y'all, and it's like it changed my mind. And it's just like, well, that's great, but a lot of people are not going to change their minds. And that lets you know, because I know the lady she's talking about, and she was very kind to me. But that don't mean she appreciate me, you know, with that white girl at all.
And that's
People hate what you've done.
and
And
that's
that
the
was before
I'm
Trump.
sorry.
You good? Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I decided to date someone outside my race. Oh, I did that shit to you?
You did.
I mean, I ain't do shit to you.
Well, I
Oh,
did it.
Dr. Sar-
No, I did it to my mom. Mama, it was bad.
I mean, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, when it's all said and done, it's and I'm not even talking family. I'm talking about like outside family. I'm talking about not immediate family. Those other people, like friends and coworkers and stuff. Oh, I did this to you. First of all, you're not even in my like circle for real. So I don't even know what you talking about. I did to you. You did that to yourself because you had that thought. I didn't say, "Hey, I'm dating this white girl. What do you think?" Nah, that's not how I roll. And see, and that's the thing where a lot of other people who are not involved in your personal life make it personal for them when ain't none of their damn business. And like they can be mad, and I understand that, but like I man, I have dated interracially, and I understand what you're saying. The issues that happened in some of my stuff was more of the immediate family type of deal. So that's what it is. But like I could give two rat's asses about people who are either not in my circle or not in my family or her family, you know, or in her circle. But yeah, these randoms, nah, I could care less about them. But what you said is correct. You know, some people take it affront on them, and it's like, I'm sorry, my life messed up your world, even though we have nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I do, but it's still a betrayal. And the funny thing is, if she, you know, if she divorced me or whatever, they welcome her back. But just saying, she lost her white girl club card. It is gone. I mean, I replaced it with an Amex card, but that don't mean nothing.
I'm pretty sure the MX card is okay.
I'm sure it is, but I'm just saying.
But yeah, I mean, you know,
That's that
yeah.
tender love out there.
KB Yako, your own words can be just offended about who you did. Oh man, all the time.
That's what I said.
I-
I told you I did that to my mom.
I said they're more offended sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
And I mean, you know, it's just one of those things where, as far as like family goes, you know, that's just that's just stuff you got to handle. You know, and it sucks. Like I've said it before, my mom's pretty much said, "I don't care who you date, I don't care who you marry. You don't want to got to sleep with them."
Yeah,
And I'm
but
just
she also asked you why y'all got to be with them white girls too. So there's that.
I mean, we did have one very, very brief conversation
You
about
know
that.
why you had that brief conversation? Because
It
it
was
was
very
bubbling
brief.
the F over. That's
Huh?
what happened. It was bubbling over
Yeah, but it was a very brief conversation, and it happened once, did not happen again.
because she was
So-
through with you.
Nah, it actually went the opposite way. She asked a question, I gave her an answer. All right. And that was it. You know, if she
Right.
feels a certain way, I mean, she got my phone number.
Well, I was like, no.
But hey, you know, everybody's different, you know, and everybody handles everything differently. But it sucks either way, you know. Well, all right. Let's move to some craziness. Crazy world time. So, first of all, I'd like to apologize. Actually, no, I don't have to apologize. We're doing this different one. So, Two police officers from the LAPD were fired for ignoring a robbery in progress. Now, yes,
man.
they got
What
a
did
call.
you say? Wait a minute, hold on. Say that one more time.
Two officers with the Los Angeles Police Department were fired for ignoring a robbery in progress.
Okay. Was this in a bad neighborhood?
Oh no, this is better.
Oh,
The whole thing is better.
okay.
So it was a busy Saturday, April 2017. A robbery at a Macy's department store. You know, multiple suspects. They did not respond to the call. Now, their police car was tucked in the back of an alley, just feet away from Macy's. Now, they claimed they didn't hear the call on the radio. And then, basically what happened was, what do y'all do all? Oh, we just do whatever. Well, we didn't hear the call. So after, everything went down, it was discovered that they heard the call and they agreed to ignore the officer responding to it rather than assist him. All right. Now, the reason why they ignored the call is because they were too busy playing Pokemon Go.
I thought you said they was knocking boots.
Nah.
Christmas.
Oh, jeez. If they were knocking boots, at least that would have been a really good reason.
Or if they were playing Pokemon Go. Wait a minute. How can you play Pokemon Go and not be moving to start with?
Well, they put the car in the alley, and they got out the car and was chasing the little Pokemon on their phone.
Well,
the little fake Pokemon. And I guess, they were doing a whole bunch of other stuff too. But yeah, so that's why they got fired. And
those two cops now live in the country in Florida.
Man, that was in California. That's a long way to Florida.
Well,
Yeah, but here's the problem. Right? Like, they appealed.
Really?
Exactly. They appealed because it was like, well, we shouldn't have lost our job because we were playing Pokemon Go. No, fool, you lost your job because you ignored a robbery that was like blocks away from you. So, yeah, I mean,
is that crazy? Can we say that's crazy, or is that just stupid and shiftless?
I mean, I think it's all of it.
Okay.
I think it's all of it, and and then they got caught
Is that appeal still in progress?
Oh no, they lost it.
Okay.
But they also got caught on their digital in-car video system. That
So they had all kinds of proof.
Yeah, that they were playing Pokemon Go. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the people who protect us.
How long ago was this? Well,
2017.
2017.
Okay.
I'm just saying, and you wonder why stuff happens in Los Angeles. Because
there's many reasons why things happen in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and apparently the recording it says got him. They caught a Snorlax and a Togekiss.
I was going to say, at least they catch some good ones.
Yeah, some two rare Pokemon.
That's just sad.
But it's not clear whether the suspects in the robbery were apprehended. So got the Pokemon, but they didn't get the people from Macy's.
Gotta catch them all.
Okay. And two more very quick ones. Very quick. I guess in Missouri, they mistakenly sent a bat sign up.
What?
You heard
Somebody
what I
actually
said.
made one of those?
Yes.
And where did this happen?
They sent out alerts.
Because this is obviously sounding like a foreign affairs right now.
Authorities in Gotham City, Missouri were searching for a purple and green 1978 Dodge 3700 GT. But there is no Gotham City, Missouri, and the car was the Joker's car in the 1989 Batman movie. So then, of course, they sent a thing saying, please disregard. So somebody probably lost their job on that. And
I got nothing.
and the last one, very quick one. A dude was arrested Monday. This was February 1st. No, I'm sorry, December 28th last year. He snuck into a secure area in a hospital in the neonatal intensive care unit at a Mercy One hospital, misrepresented himself as a baby's father, not bitch baby, a baby, and he was caught on a video bottle feeding the baby. He broke into a hospital to bottle feed a kid.
That makes those law enforcement people the cops in the room right now.
Two counts of criminal trespassing. They don't know why he did it, but they don't think he was trying to harm the baby.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
Just feeding random babies.
He's feeding a random baby.
Just go into the store, get some Similac, and just feeding random babies.
Man, I don't like walking upstairs to feed mine. And this dude broke in a place to do.
Man.
So yeah, our world, regardless of what we talk about, is still crazy.
So it's no more.
I mean, I wanted to just do one, but I couldn't do it, man. These.
You should have led with the random baby feeding, man. You should have led with that one.
Does it really matter what order they came in?
I don't know. Man, that was number one.
Well, it's rise and shine time.
Is it?
I mean,
because I can't move on from them. I mean, you broke into the hospital
just
to feed some babies that weren't yours.
Yeah.
The only thing that could have made this worse is the dude got busted, and then they found out he owed child support.
36-year-old white dude.
Does it even matter if he's a white dude?
I mean,
I don't think so. I think this is crazy regardless.
I just wanted to say, because I don't think no black dude would ever go into a hospital to just feed babies.
Well, see, that leads me into the Rise and Shine this week, because the Rise and Shine this week is called White People Ish.
You know, people
that is a great segue. You didn't even know it.
People listen to the show think we hate white people, and we really don't.
No, but I mean, we're just saying. So, I used to feel bad about saying this, or hearing it, but many times it was unmistakable. It was just on the money. So it's like, what can you really do? So, however, I'm just sitting around work, just doing my thing, mindless job. So I have a lot of time to think. So it's like, I'm thinking about this and I'm taking stock in, in the phrase and why it just sticks to your ribs. You know what I'm saying? You just know, and you laugh at it because it's true. Well, see, I came up with a reason for it. And the real reason to me, and this doesn't mean that, I have the answer. It just means I have an answer that makes me feel like it makes sense. So when a person or a group controls a narrative for long periods of time, patterns arise because you're always an audience to whatever rule you're under, right? So when those patterns are, fairly or unfairly, when those patterns get attached to, authority figures, it becomes true, whether it is or not. So if you have been running things for 400 years, 500 years, forever, colonialism, imperialism, just so you have the whole world under your thumb, we are watching you. And there are patterns that arise. You do this and you do that and you do this and that and the other. And it happens over and over again. So this wasn't part of what I was going to say, but now that Ruben has let us know that random white guys break into hospitals and feed random babies that aren't his, because you have set the standard for yourself, that's some white people ish. That's it. The rise and shine is over. This was not going to last very long. Didn't really learn anything. Everybody knows this. I'm just trying to put a reason behind why it's so funny. And that was my reasoning. You controlling the narrative. You controlling the narrative in every facet of our lives. We're watching you run from a dude with a chainsaw and fall down like every time. We're watching. We're watching all these things. So if it happens 20 times and then we see it, it's like, oh, that's that white girl again. She got killed. We already knew. That's how that happens. Sometimes stereotypes are kind of true. So there you are. Rise and shine.
Well, all right. Thank you, AG.
White people shit.
See, I'm telling you, man. That's that,
And yes, Dre. Hey, ladies happened 2 weeks ago. And thank you, Mocha Cowboy. You can catch it on the podcast wherever you find your podcast.
That's
We
wrong.
there. We there. And if you can't find it on your podcast because your phone or stuff ain't working, www.5minutewarning.com. FIVE, not the number 5. So you can listen to the first episode of Hey Ladies as many times as you want.
I got you one next week, y'all.
Why you tell them that? I wanted to go listen to the old stuff first.
Well, they're
But-
going to want to hear the first one too, because they're going to want to hear Moby because he's the one that got most upset.
Exactly. So
Look, man, I just really, really connected with your Hey Ladies. That's all.
You really did. I mean, you surprised
I
me.
was-
it didn't shock me at all.
Didn't? Okay.
No, not at all. And as KB Yako saw some teenagers on ski slopes without shirts, it is time for the venture into Florida known as the Foreign Affairs. Dee, 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 dee.
I'll just go ahead and start early.
Early. I mean,
Yeah, start early with this. U.S. stops at Georgia.
You're going to lead with that.
I'm leading with U.S. stops at Georgia.
Well, he should be leading with that
Um,
all the time.
I've been sitting on this story for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I wanted to talk about it on our last show because it came up right before, but I stuck to my guns and I was like, no, I'm going to save it. So, our only story in foreign affairs, only because this is so Florida. So, every once in a while, somebody gives me a story for foreign affairs. Because, I mean, yeah, I do my research, but sometimes somebody just gives you the research. So, I got a clip from the wife from The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. And there's a story that happened in Florida. And I was just like, you know what? That is Florida. This story is Florida. So a driver had a bit of road rage in his vehicle.
A bit.
Now, we all hear crazy stories about road rage. Rarely do we see it captured on video from the fool who actually committed the road rage. So, Eric Popper, who is 30 years old, was charged in a local shooting. Now, he didn't do the gangster thing, which is follow the person home and come out his car and pull that thing out. No. This man starts off singing random pop songs about sucking my penis, literally, because you capture him in the car. And then I guess somebody, I don't know, cuts him off, makes him mad, does something. You see him on the video go to his console in the middle and smoothly pull out his gun. Like he about to do some official gangster stuff. Like he's got the gun in his lap, like he's hiding it. I'm thinking, oh man, he about to set it off. So the car drives by him. And all of a sudden, this dude who looked like a stone cold killer turns into some flimsy 12-year-old who's never handled a firearm before as he shoots 11 times out of his own car into a vehicle who literally is just driving by. He shoots through his passenger's window. He didn't bother to roll the window down. Shot through his own windshield 11 times. When police captured him, he said, the other vehicle was shooting at me. And he pointed out the bullet holes in his car as if that was proof. on his own video, you can capture how many times he shot the weapon, which was 11 because he emptied the clip with one in the chamber. And his car magically had 11 bullet holes, meaning he was the only fool shooting. Now, the gun almost flies out his hands as he's shooting it, and he keeps driving and starts hyperventilating immediately afterwards. So I just figured, is this not the most Florida thing ever? Everybody got one of them things, but not everybody needs one of them things. Like, he was not built for this. And I can't, in the video clip you see of it, we should post the clip because it's amazing. But I don't know what transpired because you don't see, there's no moment where it seems like somebody cut him off. You hear somebody beep a horn and that's it. But I've never seen anyone go from gangster to bitch in a quicker time than this guy did. Because seriously, when I was watching the first part of it, I'm like, oh man, I'm like, man, he about to deal with somebody because he pulled the gun out, had it in his lap all smooth, was looking over his shoulder. I was like, man, it's about to get ugly. And then he started pulling the gun out, and his arm was flailing like it was the first time, almost like he was masturbating to some invisible penis beside him as he was shooting the weapon. Like,
Wait a minute. I want you to just go back to the part where he said he went from gangster to bitch.
I mean,
I put the link on this. I put the link on the thing.
Oh man.
seriously,
Man.
it's the most Florida thing ever, and it's another reason why we gotta keep that Florida shit in Florida, man. U.S. stops at Georgia. We can't have all these people who have one of these things out, knowing damn well they don't need to have one of these things, just making their way across the U.S. border and getting into places like Georgia and above. Keep that Florida shit in Florida. Let this scary ass dude with a gun stay in that country and set it off. I mean, he shot through his own window at somebody who was not even shooting at him, just driving by.
The craziest thing to me is, didn't you know you were recording yourself with a dash cam?
That's why this is so Florida. He's so immune to his own Floridanism that he's like, yo, whatever. Yeah, I pulled that thing out and shot at somebody. Oh, we're not allowed to do that.
Well, kudos to him because he pulled it out and he used it. So that's one law he did not break.
Yeah, but you can't say stand your ground when you're driving. It's not stand your ground when you're driving. It's also not stand your ground when the other person's driving away from you.
Well, that can be debated. Just saying.
I guess.
That can be debated. I'm gonna leave that alone.
So quick foreign affairs, but God, that the video clip is priceless. Anybody who gets a chance to look at it, it's
click the link, please. Oh my goodness.
It's so Florida.
Yeah, if I'm correct, I'm gonna try to do a dramatization of what happened. He's driving. Do. Oh, what? Click. Pulls the gun out, puts it on his lap, kind of leans back a little bit.
Yep.
And puts the gun away. It keeps driving again.
His wrist went weak.
It did. I mean, somehow his 9mm was too powerful for his arm because he didn't have a 45. He clearly had a clip. I mean, it had to have been a 9 because I can't imagine him holding anything else.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think he actually closed his eyes as he was shooting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great. I don't got the singing, so I can't help you with that. But yeah, that dude, that's a video worth watching. Thank you, Mo B, for another
Don't thank me. Thank Florida. Because U.S. stops at Georgia.
Thank you for reminding us why that we got to protect our borders. That's right. KB Yakko, homie hit nothing but his own car. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
11 bullets, 11 holes.
I just want to know how you do that insurance claim.
There is none.
What you say on that insurance claim?
I mean, you don't get nothing from destroying your own stuff, man. You don't get paid for that.
Yeah, but you know the crazy thing about it? He's lucky he didn't hit his airbag.
True.
I'm just saying, like,
Because that would have deployed.
I'm just saying, could Jake from State Farm help him out?
No,
Nah.
no, not even the white Jake. No,
Why we gotta have a white chick?
because there was one.
There was.
I don't remember him.
The first ad campaign for Jake from State Farm, Jake was a white dude.
Hey, can we just?
And he was wearing khakis.
He really was.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. I do remember that now.
The unruly wife comes down, starts
Yeah.
yelling.
But yo, how dope is that guy now? Because I'm watching All Star Saturday Night. He's walking from the back like the players be coming in. I'm just like, wow, okay. State Farm is just saying, yo, we gonna put Jake anywhere he can be. Period. So,
Is he ever going to be anything? Is he ever going to be anything else other than Jake from State Farm now?
I hope they paying him enough.
Well, they are, but I'm just saying
It's just like Flo from Progressive. It's just like
Yeah.
Flo from Progressive. Like that's
Yeah.
just who you are now.
You
Yeah.
can't do anything else.
I mean, that sounds like a lifetime gig till you get old to me. And Flo can get old, she'll still be Flo.
As long as they're paying. Pretty good gig
Word
when they
life.
do it 2-3 times. Plus, she gets paid every time that commercial runs. So there's
Robs.
that.
I'm pretty sure she's got an agent to make sure she's taken care of. Because that agent got to get his 20%. All right, my 5 time. This is an easy my 5. 5 things you can do right now to make your life easier, but you haven't done them. Who would like to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
You got it. You go ahead. Go ahead, Moby. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I got it. 1, nothing. I'm just saying, 'cause if it's gonna make my life easier, trust me, I would have already done it. 2,
He said one nothing.
2 is number 1. 3 is number 2. 4 is
Four,
number
number
3. And 5 is number 1.
This guy here.
You got the best list ever.
I'm just saying, like I can't think of anything that I could do that make my life easier that I'm not currently doing.
You sure about that?
you trying
Because
to
if
say?
it would make my life easier and I'm not doing it, the only reason I wouldn't be doing it is because it's hard to do. Which in tune isn't necessarily making my life easier. That's adding a difficulty to it.
Okay.
But the irony in that is what he said. It's just like usually if you want to make your life easier, you got to go to work to do it, to make your life easier.
Well, yeah.
The best way to make a game easy is to really work hard and practice. Just
Yeah.
saying.
But if you ain't practicing, then what you doing?
I don't know.
All right, AG, what's your 5? Hopefully it's not like that.
It was still the best though.
I mean, it's better than my 5.
Lose weight, apply for a new job, make some more music.
Whoa,
Wow.
whoa, you ready to leave the factory?
Yeah, man, it's kind of
Okay, I got another question though. Like, it would make your life easier after the fact, but like the process of doing all of those things sounds like work.
but that's why I said what I said. Your life doesn't get easier until you got to go to work to make your life easier. I told you it was ironic. Because if I apply for the job I'm thinking about, I'll make so much more money. And then once I get there, my life will be easier. If I mix more music, I have to really go through a lot of different things and level up. But once I get there, my life will be easier. If I lose weight, same thing. The work is miserable, but the result, just saying.
Okay.
So,
Finish your list. I'm sorry.
buy a home and purchase an electric vehicle with the job, with the money from my new job.
All right.
So,
Full electric?
huh?
You trying to go Tesla?
No, I don't necessarily need a Tesla, but it needs to be 300-mile range and it needs to look good. So whatever
So
that is.
you want to do full electric? You trying to save the world?
Well, I save the world by not eating a lot of meat, but I just don't like going to a gas station all the time.
Fair.
Because I mean, if I could roll past a gas station and not care, or like last summer when they had this gas hiccup and not have to worry about it because I'd run off of electricity or whatever. Yeah, I'd love that feeling. And that new Chevrolet Silverado, shoot, come on, man.
It does look good.
It does. It really looks really good. So, and they don't, so that's what's up. That's my 5.
Cool. So my 5, and the question, to remind people, the question is 5 things you can do right now to make your life easier, but you haven't done them. Clean my apartment. I mean, just that way I wanted to look at it. Get stuff set up so I can buy myself a house too, because nobody wants to do that. I want to, but something comes up, like the couch. I want to clean my car, so my car will be clean.
A lot of cleaning in your life, man.
I know, right? I want to work out harder. I work out now, but I need to work out harder to lose weight. I gotta level up on that. And I want to make a list of things to do.
Well, you got one of those done.
I mean, I'm trying.
And the thing about working out, I don't know if you need to work out hard as much as like the other part of that.
Yeah.
Just saying. And the only reason I can say that is because I'm there too. So I'm just saying. Usually, if you're working out hard, there's something else wrong too.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that later, but it's yeah. That's all I gotta say on that. But AG, what's on your mind, man?
Get out of my country, go back to where you came from.
The hell?
That's what's on my mind. Again, it's one of those things that you hear and you don't really think about it. You might get upset. Somebody tells you that, go back to Africa, go back to India. I don't know what you tell Native Americans, but I mean, they will even want them to go back to somewhere, And so I thought about it, just trying to make sense of it. I didn't really make sense of it. Didn't do that. But I just want to let people to know that it's funny how the people that want you to go back somewhere are the very people who took it from you to start with. I've been listening to a lot of Native American podcasts or, podcasts with Native American subject matter. And it's so crazy. It's like we're always telling folk to go back to somewhere. And we either took them from where they were minding their own freaking business, or we took the land that belonged to them before we got here. And I say we, I ain't part of that. I'm just saying mainstream America. And then you create a narrative that's been around so long, you think you actually discovered this. No, you didn't discover Jack. You arrived. There's a difference. But it is just one of those funny things. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Go back to where you came from.
Yeah.
I mean,
just notice who says that constantly.
I feel like I've never heard anyone actually say that in person, which is weird.
What, to you?
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say that.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why you've never heard anyone say that to you. Because you're 6'2", 200 something pounds.
Not even just say it to me. I've never heard anyone like just say it in general.
Because
I know people have said it. I'm not talking about directed to me. I'm just saying like directed to anyone else. I've never been in a person and heard somebody say that. Like I know people have said it.
Yeah. Hey man, people be scanning the room, man. They when you say something like that, you picking your side.
Yeah, usually you're in a room with most of the people that look like you.
And,
I mean, I guess
they
right.
They don't perceive threats.
But that's not always true either. And I've heard because it was comfortable for me to hear it because it wasn't directed at me. Mm-hmm. But it was still uncomfortable in general because I'm like, why you got to tell that dude? Really? What? Okay. That's what we're doing. It just wasn't happening to me. It's like when I tell people about watching Yellowstone. Yellowstone is really comfortable for me is because the racism is not directed at me, which makes Yellowstone fake as hell to start with. But the racism is directed at Native Americans. But again, like I said before, you telling them people that they didn't, you telling the people they discovered that you discovered something they knew about for thousands of years. They had been here. For real? Think about the narrative that has been going on that we have just is indoctrinated in our hearts and minds and is the fabric of this country. Native Americans sitting around here in this foolishness like, y'all serious right now? Okay. So I've heard it. It's ridiculous. And the irony of it is you're either talking to somebody that you stole from or you snatched and displaced, where everybody is in a diaspora is what they call it, where you live in a place that you really don't belong because somebody stole you. Slave trade. Or somebody stole from you and made it theirs, which is just theft. But because you were creating the narrative, because you won, then, there's that. Just saying. A lot of reflecting last couple of weeks.
All right. Mo B, what's on your mind?
Black people, why can't we have nice things? I just want to know, why can't we have nice things, man? And I'm not talking about rims and
that's nice things
and a big house or ignorant amount of jewelry that depreciates in value as soon as you get it. Like, I'm not talking about any of that stuff. Why can't we have nice things like peace of mind or like a place where we can go listen to music and have a drink and dance with members of the opposite sex without one of you ignorant ass motherfuckers coming in there to start some stuff? So I went out for like the first time in ever since COVID, and I'm at a establishment. It's a sports bar slash, I guess they have part of it that turns into a bit of a nightclub, and they're playing the most ratchetest of ratchet music from start to finish, which, hey, I can appreciate it. Look, I'm a sucker for Southern hip hop, so like, of course, they're right in my wheelhouse with music. But I also understand that as you play this ratchet music and people are drinking, a lot of guys feel like they got to actually live up to what the music is playing and the music that's playing. So I go to the bathroom, and while I'm in the bathroom, I hear calls for security. Apparently there's a fight. I come out, half the place is cleared out. They turn the lights back on. The MC's going, this is why black folk can't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there.
I hate to laugh at this. I hate to laugh.
And I'm sitting there wondering,
know,
like, why is this funny to me? Because he's absolutely right. But silver lining, the DJ took over, not the MC. The DJ was like, hey, turn the lights out, and proceeded to play nothing but 90s and 80s R&B, and then old school like Maze and Frankie Beverly, like just all the old school two-stepping music.
This is how we do
And
it.
nothing transpired from that moment. And then that's when I realized these brothers in here are slaves to hip hop. We are slaves to it.
I appreciate the pregnant pause there.
No, because I've realized, I'm like, these brothers, because I saw all the same dudes who was giving fake gang signs and throwing up fake gun signs every time a song came on, to those same dudes were two-stepping, like having a good time. And I'm just like, so we as a culture, we just slave to the music, apparently. So I don't know if life. No, see, they weren't even playing, Ruben, what I would consider hip hop music, man. They were playing like soul and R&B music, and there was
I'm talking about before the fight.
Oh yeah, before the fight.
Ratchet.
Yeah, before the fight, it was all ratchet. It was all Gucci Mane, Yo Gotti, Lil what's his name?
What's his name?
You know what I'm saying? One of the forms of the baby, the baby, a baby, Lil Baby,
See,
Yo
baby.
baby.
Newborn.
I said the entertainer said little pistol starter. They was playing all the usual suspects. Moneybag, Yo, a whole bunch of names that I don't even understand anymore because I'm old and I'm not even trying to be down anymore. Like I'm cool with being over. It's over for me.
It's over for you.
But then the MC was saying as all these gangster ass dudes was in there singing Maze and Frankie Beverly, he was like, a lot of y'all dudes are showing your age. Yeah, we got a whole
You
bunch.
said that?
Yeah, because I was like,
Yeah.
yo, there's a lot of 50-year-old gangsters in here, and I'm trying to figure out how you make it to 50, still being at the club trying to do gangster stuff. Like,
Because they just trying and ain't doing. It's
yeah,
called.
but at some
you know,
point in time, you gotta realize when you're supposed to be the chaperone. I'm saying you look, everybody hits that stage where you become the chaperone, whether you like it or not. Like you might not want to admit it, you might not want to embrace. Like, look, when I go to the basketball court, I'm the chaperone. As soon as I walk in and somebody refers to me as OG, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm officially the chaperone. I'm the one that's gotta be like, hey man, you ain't gotta do that, young blood.
Young blood.
That's when they know they made it when they get called young blood.
Young blood.
I know you think you know something about life, but I promise you, I done seen it. Ain't nothing new under the sun. That's some old people shit to say. Ain't nothing new under the sun.
But
I was through with it before you knew what to do with it.
That's a new one. That's a new one. Oh man, I'm glad you put that on wax. I was through with it before you knew what to do with it. That was good.
That sounds like some random girl that we ain't gonna talk about. But
Nah,
wow,
I don't know where I've heard that before, but I know I've heard that. But yeah, that's what's on my mind, man. We need to have nice things, and music is the key, apparently.
I do have one question. Is like, why can't we have nice things the equivalent of that's some white people ish? Is that the same thing?
I mean, yeah, but I've never frequented like some hard rock white establishments before. I've frequented just plain old white establishments that play at some point in time, Sweet Home Alabama is gonna get played.
That's a unifying song.
It is
for them.
For them, yeah. we know it. And that's usually when we know we're in the wrong place.
I'm not a fan, but hey.
But what I'm saying is it's a different experience. Ain't a whole lot of shooting and what. Now you might get a fight.
Yeah.
But something legit has to go off. I just don't. Yeah, it's a different experience.
You're right, because the fact that you can be in a mosh pit and people can be throwing bows and punching and everybody can walk out and be friends afterwards is a foreign concept to me. Because I just can't imagine being in a place and being like, oh, this music is great. It's so great. I'm going to punch you in the face and then we're going to laugh and smile about it afterwards. No, my brother, you punch me in the face. It's going to be a lot of fisticuffs. It's going to be a bit of a brouhaha. And we can't be friends afterwards.
We can't be friends anymore.
A brouhaha. Wow. All right.
Yeah, he's right about that. Don't Stop Believing in Sweet Caroline. That's another unifying song.
Yeah.
You will never hear in a club. That ain't ratchet.
Pour Some Sugar on Me is going to play. And I'm going to be like, yep, this is not where I'm supposed to be.
Just saying, the experience is different, man. Because the drunker they get and the right songs are playing, the more friendly it becomes. I'm just saying.
All right. So, thank you, Moby. So I got a couple things on my mind. First of all, yo, man, did you see Juwan Howard punch that coach in the face?
I hope he does not get fired.
Well, here's the thing: he's not gonna get fired. He'll probably get suspended by the Big Ten for sure, but he gonna get fired because it's the line that everybody hates. It's the end of the game line where somebody wins and somebody loses, but you got to shake hands. And apparently, he went up. Juwan was going to let whatever go. Coach from Wisconsin had some words. Juwan put his finger in his face, and I was just like, bro, that was your time to back away. He did not do that. Then his assistants come in. Then next thing you know, everybody come in. And I guess some assistant said the wrong thing to Juwan, and he had that big size 85 hand and punched him. And next thing you know, it's a brouhaha, as Moby like to say. And there are some players fighting. It's crazy. I ain't mad at him because clearly Jawan was going to do this layup line against his better judgment and whatever. But the coach stopped him, put his arm on his hand, on his like forearm right here. Wanted to say something. That was not the time, coach. That was not the time. I don't know what happened in the game. They got beat by like 9. I don't know what happened. I didn't investigate any further. They're trying to go off the air.
Yeah, they got beat
And-
by like 14 or something.
Yeah, they're trying to go off the air, and the commentator's like, "Well, on the layup line, the two coaches are talking."
Not,
Like,
stop saying layup line. They were giving
Not
the high five, man. They were
whatever,
dapping
whatever,
each
man.
other up.
Yeah, it's the yeah, we lost, but we gotta give you 5 anyway line, and because I mean nobody wants, man, you just lost this team. Like, I understand good sportsmanship, but I get it. I ain't mad. I just get it. But basically what happened was that was the wrong time to talk to Juwan Howard. Next thing you know, it's a brouhaha. He's gonna get suspended a couple games. He ain't gonna lose a job. But I mean, if the dude had an issue, he asked you to step away, you probably should have just paid attention. Number 2, hey, I will lead this segment by saying, get your ass checked. Last week, your boy had a colonoscopy because I'm old.
Because you're old.
Gentlemen, get a colonoscopy when you get old. You're supposed to get it around 40-ish, whatever. Hey,
It's 40
man.
now. It used to be 50.
Nah, they want you to get it younger now.
No, I'm saying it used to be 50. Now it's 40.
Yeah. So, hey, get your colonoscopy. The prep day sucks. You can't eat anything. And then, literally for like 2 days, you're pooping out liquid. But get it checked out because you don't want to find anything you don't need in there. Surprisingly, I'll find out on Thursday what's up. Because
you got it on the same day.
now,
Oh, okay.
and then I literally got a message. Hey, you have an appointment Thursday. I do? I guess I do. So we'll find out on Thursday. I don't know. But yeah, they put you to sleep and they stick something up your butt. So, but get it checked because you don't want to have cancer. And the last thing, then we'll go. The revolution will not be televised, except for this one will. It is that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Peeps Revolution. We are a little over a month away from Easter. Go get your peeps. Look, man, there are so many positive things about these peeps. Let me tell you what's in these peeps. Let's see. Oh, it's upside down. Can't read it. Sugar, corn syrup, gelatin. So if you're a vegetarian, you can't eat it. Hey man, only 110 calories per peep.
I'd rather have a chicken wing.
But there's only 270 per container. So all I'm saying is, for the last couple years, we've been talking about the peeps. Look, see? Haha. Peeps are all natural. They are also gluten-free and fat-free. Come on, man. Gluten-free peeps. If you got a gluten allergy, you can eat peeps. If you don't like fat, you can eat peeps. All I'm saying is, I saw the peep in the store today and I was like, I ain't had a peep in like 2 years because I'm type 2 diabetic. And but my stuff is low right now. First peep in about 2 years. God bless America. I need to drink like 2 gallons of water after this. But it tastes so good. It tastes so good. And this is the peep. These are the real peeps. You soon, closer to Easter, you'll have peeps, bunny peeps. Hey, look, all natural, baby. And Moby leaves. All natural.
All natural. What about a peep is all natural?
Hey man, you know what it is. It's 100% pure sugar. You're right. It's like eating toast
Yuck.
once a year.
W Brown 81. Yuck.
Would I eat Peeps year round? No, they're not for year round. It's only for Easter. Get your Peeps.
Peeps are not for human consumption. Like, they shouldn't be for human consumption. Period.
No,
Well,
I'm
they
not
should
getting
not be
paid
for
for
any
this.
consumption. But guess what?
No, I'm not getting paid for this. But hey, if you want to pay me, holla at me. I'll put a commercial on the show about Peeps all day, all night. All I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Peep Revolution. And you're either on the Revolution tour bus or you're not.
I'm not.
Man, if we was out here doing a high five lineup, you might get a right hand like Juwan Howard gave that dude to me. Like, you really just gave us like an extra 2 minutes about the Peep Revolution, the revolution that
Will be
only
televised.
that only you and Peeps know about.
Hey man,
I'm just trying to figure out
It's
how a
what's for dinner.
diabetic is promoting any of this.
oh no, it's not good for diabetics at all.
It's not good for people. It's not good for anything.
He says it's not good for people.
There's nothing
Y'all
that
hate people.
there's nothing in life that benefits from consumption of Peeps. Nothing, except the company that sells them, and
But
they
only-
should not be permitted to. It's
But
poison.
it only comes one time a year. Hey man, and you get that chocolate Easter bunny on Easter. Get your marshmallow Peeps, and I don't eat marshmallows. So all I'm saying is, hey, look,
Wait, you don't eat what?
this is the first marshmallow I've had in 2 years. I don't really like marshmallows.
How's a peep a marshmallow?
It's marshmallow filling, man.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's literally a marshmallow shaped as a peep with sugar on it.
What is a peep, Ruben?
A bird.
It's sugar. That's what Peep is.
It's a bird. So, but like I've said, hey, all I'm saying, the revolution will be televised, and get your Peeps now before they're sold out.
They're not going
Yeah.
to sell out.
No, because they make too damn many of them.
5 million a year. 5 million. Is it a year or a month?
No, it's a year.
A year. Okay.
Yeah, they make 5 million a year, and then they don't make it. They make them in January, and they stop making them around like Easter, and then that whole batch lasts the rest of the year. So, you want to get your kids or your niece or nephew something that's cool, and the parents will hate your guts. Get them some Peeps. Type 1 diabetics should not have Peeps. That's all I'm saying. They won't sell out. Surprisingly, they probably won't. But you can't get them in stores after Easter, but you can get them on Amazon after Easter. So,
Which means you've done research on this. Which means
actually, in my last job a couple years ago, we did a science experiment with Peeps, and I did not realize you could get them out of season. And then I went on Amazon, and they sold them out of season. I did not eat them because out of season, no way. That's just like like eating turkey. That's like eating turkey in July.
W Brown 81. You know something ain't right when there's no generic brand.
That's right, baby.
That is
You don't need-
hilarious.
I mean, there is no genetic. I don't know, man. Give Walmart some time, bro,
Walmart has had many years. They ain't got it done yet.
because it ain't profitable. So, but
Well,
yeah,
people like you make it profitable.
nah, this ain't profitable. Oh, they ain't make no money off me. Well, they made a
if
dollar.
it weren't
25
profitable,
cents.
they wouldn't make them.
Exactly.
Hey, I mean, like I said, this is my first Peep in 2 years, man. Get off my case. So, thank you for joining everybody on this episode.
But you're trying to start a Peep revolution, and you're gonna.
Like, is this over?
Also, if you decide that you want to have Peeps, take a picture and send it to us at 5minute119@gmail.com. If you do so, your pictures will show up on the next episode of the 5 Minute Warning. So, with that being said, thank everybody who was listening to us today.
It's like you're promoting Peep porn. Like you just about to get off on Peep stuff now.
Peep Hub.
You know the sad part about that is there's probably some out there, but I want no
If there
part
if
of
there
that.
was, you would have already researched it, so
Nope,
you would already
nope,
know.
nope. That's not true. But because that's a little bit too much. But yeah. So thanks for joining us on this episode. Thank you for those on the chat. Thank you for those who are listening who did not get on the chat. Once again, 5minutewarning.com or wherever you get.
AKA the Peep Show.
That was good.
The problem with hey man, we can't say that, man. We might get sued. We don't own that. But yeah, definitely. Ooh, the bubbles. Definitely check us out on the podcast, especially if you missed the last episode, which was the world premiere of Hey Ladies. I'm pretty sure you want to listen to that because it is worth it. Once again, thank you to Mo B. Thank you to AG. We appreciate all of you. We will hear from you. We will see you again next week, 9:00 p.m. on Sunday. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, just tell somebody. We're out. Peace, hair grease, love, soul, and let's try to have some good things around here, people. Later.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of